set, hit! Hello, I'm John Shepherd, and in this video I follow up to the one I made last week about Abdulrahman Saeed, all the way from Egypt, who came to train with us. We're going to follow up and look at his specific progressions and also how his conditioning has affected his ability to jump. However, let's initially start with his running. Being able to run technically efficiently is crucial, obviously, for the long jump, and it became apparent that Abdulrahman needed to do more work, particularly on the way he pulls his heel to the front of his body. In the videos now on the screen, we were working on a low heel recovery for the acceleration phase, and then pulling the heel up gradually and closer to pass by the knee as it gets into mid phase, and then to move forwards fast into the attack. The things that I noticed was the fact that Abdulrahman's arms didn't move forwards enough in front of his torso. This will compromise knee lift and obviously ground coverage and speed. You can see in these run-ups here that he's not working flat out or near optimally flat out into the board. It's as if he encounters a slight hill as he's coming into the takeoff, and he obviously needs to accelerate, almost think about running downhill. You'll see it happening here. Consequently, I've given him a lot of sprint drills to do and specific technical running workouts. These jumps here were at the end of his stay with us, and you can see that there is an improvement and the arms are continuing to move through the takeoff and during his running. If he doesn't, or you don't for that matter, then your takeoff is also going to be compromised and you're not going to get a maximum drive away from the board. Dealing more with jumping issues, one of the other things that Abdulrahman does is load too much on his penultimate step, and this also breaks his speed across the takeoff. However, again, toward the end of his stay with us, he was beginning not to do this so much and get his free leg to advance more powerfully forwards into the takeoff. He also had the habit of throwing his head back on takeoff, which creates backward rotation from the get-go. Here you can see that he's beginning to improve and not do that. Looking at the jump again, you'll see that he gets a much better flight phase and his landing is extended. His hang shape is actually quite effective, and because of the delay on the takeoff, he's been able to extend the length of his jump rather than under jumping. See part 1 of the video for more on takeoff work. Here's another jump from one of his final training sessions with us, and you can see the improvement again in the speed into the takeoff. Okay, now let's move on to talk about his specific conditioning, which had a crucial effect on his ability to generate force and speed. Abdulrahman was particularly strong concentrically, as befits somebody who's done lots of squat work. However, in terms of reactivity, plyometric actions and eccentric capability, he was quite weak. Compared to other members of my group, you can see that reactivity is pretty slow. He likes to dwell on the ground in order to generate force, and that's why he loads going into the takeoff and also has a relatively slow takeoff action. So he's been sent away with a program of eccentric and plyometric exercises in order to get his speed of reactivity increased. I've also suggested a few more specific weight training movements. Abdulrahman has a few more weeks to go before his main competition of the season, the Egyptian National Championships, and I'll keep you updated as to how he does. As usual, thanks for watching and good luck with your training and competition, and do subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have below in the comments section or through my social media channels. And do check out my website at johnshepherdfitness.com.